Training 11. Alex, Geza, and Lisa are going on holiday. Alex has got a ticket to London. Geza has got a ticket to Moscow. Lisa has got a ticket to Budapest. Alex has got one suitcase. Geza has got two suitcases. Lisa has got three suitcases. Alex has got only clothes in his suitcase. Geza has got clothes in one suitcase and books in the other one. Lisa has got clothes in one suitcase. She has got books in the second suitcase, and she has got shoes in the third one. Lisa has got 20 pairs of shoes in her suitcase. Lisa has got 100 pairs of shoes in London. Training 11. Alex, Geza and Lisa are going on holiday. Alex has got a ticket to London. Geza has got a ticket to Moscow. Lisa has got a ticket to Budapest. Alex has got one suitcase. Geza has got two suitcases. Lisa has got three suitcases. Alex has only got clothes in his suitcase. Geza has got clothes in one suitcase and books in the other one. Lisa has got clothes in one suitcase. She's got books in the second suitcase, and she's got shoes in the third one. Lisa has got 20 pairs of shoes in her suitcase. Lisa has got 100 pairs of shoes in London. Training 12. Barbara and Alice have got a mother. They have got a father. They have got a brother. His name is Simon. Barbara and Alice have got a grandfather. His name is Simon too. Barbara and Alice have got a grandmother too. They haven't got an aunt. They haven't got an uncle. They have got a pet. Actually, they have got two pets. Barbara has got a puppy and Alice has got a puppy. The puppies are twins too. Training 12. Barbara and Alice have got a mother. They've got a father. They've got a brother. His name is Simon. Barbara and Alice have got a grandfather. His name is Simon too. Barbara and Alice have got a grandmother too. They haven't got an aunt. They haven't got an uncle. They haven't got a pet. Actually, they've got two pets. Barbara has got a puppy and Alice has got a puppy. The puppies are twins too. Training 13. We have got all the modern conveniences in our flat. We have got gas. We have got electricity. We have got hot and cold running water. We have got central heating. We have got a telephone. We have got cable television. Training 13. We have got all the modern conveniences in our flat. We've got gas. We've got electricity. We have got hot and cold running water. We have got central heating. We have got a telephone. We have got cable television. Training 14. Tom hasn't got a mother. Tom hasn't got a father. Tom hasn't got a flat. Tom hasn't got a car. Tom hasn't got a computer. Tom hasn't got a television. Tom hasn't got a radio. Tom isn't a tramp. Tom is a boy. Tom has got an aunt. Her name is Aunt Polly. And his name is Tom Sawyer. Training 14. Tom hasn't got a mother. Tom hasn't got a father. Tom hasn't got a flat. Tom hasn't got a car. Tom hasn't got a computer. Tom hasn't got a television. Tom hasn't got a radio. Tom isn't a tramp. Tom is a boy. He's got an aunt. Her name is Aunt Polly. And his name is Tom Sawyer. Training 15. Mr. Black has got a big house. Tony has got a small house. Mr. Black has got a big dog. Tony has got a small dog. Mr. Black has got a big new car. Tony has got a small old car. Mr. Black has got a big family. Tony has got a small family. Mr. Black has got 2 children, 4 grandchildren, and 8 great-grandchildren. Tony has got only 1 child. He is too young to have grandchildren. Training 15. Mr. Black has got a big house. Tony has got a small house. Mr. Black has got a big dog. Tony has got a small dog. Mr. Black has got a big new car. Tony has got a small old car. Mr. Black has got a big family. Tony has got a small family. Mr. Black has got 2 children, 4 grandchildren, and 8 great-grandchildren. Tony has got only 1 child. He is too young to have grandchildren. Training 16. They have got all sorts of electrical equipment and domestic appliances in their flat. They have got a television. They have got a computer. They have got a video player. They have got a CD player. They have got a DVD player. They have got a vacuum cleaner. They have got a fridge. They have got a microwave oven. They have got a washing machine. They have got a dishwasher. Training 16. They've got all sorts of electrical equipment and domestic appliances in their flat. They've got a television. They've got a computer. They've got a video player. They've got a CD player. They've got a DVD player. They've got a vacuum cleaner. They've got a fridge. They've got a microwave oven. They've got a washing machine. They've got a dishwasher.
Have got, has got. Model sentences on 50 topics. 1. Accommodation. I have got a flat. My flat has got 3 rooms, a kitchen, a living room and a bedroom. It has got a bathroom too. It has got central heating. It has got a nice view. 2. Banks. I have got a credit card. I have got an account at SIB Bank. Banks have got a lot of clients. Banks have got a lot of services. I haven't got much money in my account. 3. Birthdays and name days. I have got a birthday party. I have got a birthday and a name day too. In Hungary, everybody has got a name day. I haven't got a birthday today. My girlfriend's got a birthday tomorrow. 4. Books. I haven't got many books. I have only got about 70 books. My parents have got a lot of good books. They have got a lot of bookcases. My sister hasn't got any English books. 5. Breakfast. I have got a lot of food in the fridge. I have got some milk, eggs, butter, cheese, ham and bacon. I have also got some fruit. My boyfriend has got a very good coffee machine. Why haven't you got a toaster? 6. Brothers and sisters. I have got 2 brothers. I haven't got any sisters. I have got no problems with my brother. We have got the same tastes. We both have got dark hair. 7. Cars. I haven't got a car. My husband has got a very fast car. A lot of families have got 2 or 3 cars. Our car has got a very large boot. We haven't got any problems with it. 8. Cinemas. I have got 2 tickets to the cinema. Budapest has got some great cinemas. Multiplex cinemas have got a lot of halls. Our town has only got 1 cinema. John hasn't got any money to go to the cinema. 9. Colds and flu. A lot of people have got flu or a cold in the winter. They have got a headache and a sore throat. Sometimes I have got a light cold in autumn or in winter. I have got medicine for the flu. Fortunately, my child hasn't got a cold now. 10. Colleagues, classmates. Everybody has got colleagues or classmates. I haven't got many colleagues. One of my classmates has got a punk hairdo. All my classmates have got mobile phones. My colleague has got a bad temper. 11. Dinner. I have got nice fish in the fridge and I can cook it for dinner. Some people have got a lot of pre-cooked food in the fridge. We haven't got anything in the fridge. This restaurant hasn't got any fresh seafood. We have got plenty of food for dinner. 12. Family. I have got 1 brother, 3 cousins, 1 nephew and 1 niece. I haven't got many relatives. My family has got some nice traditions. I've only got 1 grandmother. My mother hasn't got any sisters or brothers. 13. Famous people. Most famous people have got nice houses and cars. Famous people have got a lot of fans. A famous person hasn't got many real friends. Famous people have got some duties. My sister has got a lot of photos of pop stars. 14. Favourite foods. Everybody has got some favourite foods. I have got a lot of favourite foods. I have always got some fish in the fridge. This restaurant has got some nice dishes. I haven't got any favourite drinks. 15. Friends. I have got a lot of good friends. My friend has got dark eyes and a nice smile. We have got the same hobbies and interests. My friend hasn't got a job at the moment. I haven't got much time to see my friends. 16. Furniture. I haven't got a lot of furniture. I have got a really comfortable sofa. My husband has got a lot of books in his bookcases. I have got white curtains. My aunt hasn't got modern furniture. She's got antique furniture. 17. Gardening. I have got a garden. I have got some flower pots on the balcony. I have got really wonderful flowers in my garden. My parents haven't got a big garden. My grandmother hasn't got any strawberries this year. 18. Grandparents. My grandparents have got a nice, small, beautiful house. They have got a wonderful garden around the house too. They have got a big dog. My grandmother hasn't got any grey hair. My grandpa has got a long beard. 19. Harmful habits. My boyfriend hasn't got any harmful habits. Some people have got really harmful habits, for example, smoking. I haven't got any cigarettes. My husband has got a lot of harmful habits. He has got some health problems. 20. Hobbies. I haven't got a hobby. I have got an interesting hobby. My friend has got 50 toy dogs. I have got a lot of exotic stamps. My sister has got several clay figures. 21. Holiday. Unfortunately, I haven't got a summer holiday. I've got some great plans for the summer. Hungary has got some very good resorts. We haven't got any money to go abroad on holiday. My friend has got a 2 weeks holiday. 22. Hotels. This hotel has got 56 rooms. Each room has got a bathroom, a TV, a fridge and air conditioning. The hotel hasn't got a private beach. Most hotels have got restaurants. Spa hotels have got thermal baths. 23. Household chores. I have got a lot of household chores. My boyfriend hasn't got any household chores. In the country, people have got more household chores. Girls and women have got a lot of household chores. Boys and men haven't got many household chores. 24. Life in the city. Life in the city has got its pros and cons. Cities have got a lot of schools and hospitals. Cities have got a lot of cinemas and theatres. People in the city have got a lot of stress. My city has got good public transport. 25. Life in the country. People in the country have got nice houses. People in the country have got beautiful gardens around their houses. They have got animals like pigs, goats, hens or geese. People in the country haven't got many neighbours. People in the country have got cars. 26. Lottery. I haven't got a lottery ticket. My cousin has got a lottery ticket. Some lotteries have got special TV programmes. Some people have got really enormous winnings. Generally, lotteries have got a lot of profit. 27. Lunch. I have got an hour for lunch. My girlfriend hasn't got a lunch break. We have got some soup in the fridge. We haven't got any meat. This takeaway shop has got delicious sandwiches. 28. Millionaire. Millionaires have got large houses. They have got expensive cars and even planes. A millionaire has got fashion clothes and jewellery. Millionaires haven't got any problems with money. They have got other problems. 29. Money. I haven't got much money. I have got some money in my bank account. Some people have got problems with money and some haven't. We haven't got any debts. How much money have you got on you? 30. My city. I have got a small flat in Budapest. Budapest has got a lot of beautiful streets and buildings. It has got a lot of shops and restaurants. Budapest has got a lot of sights. It has got some great theatres and concert halls. 31. My country. Hungary has got some unique wines. It has got a unique national cuisine. It has got some beautiful cities. Hungary has got some national parks too. Hungary hasn't got a coast. 32. My school day, my working day. I have got an 8-hour working day. I have got a comfortable working place. I have got 5 working days a week. School children have got breaks after every lesson. School children haven't got a long lunch break. 33. My ideal house. My ideal house has got 7 rooms. It has got 2 floors. It has got a nice garden. It has got a fireplace too. My ideal house has got a swimming pool and a sauna too. 34. Myself. I have got dark eyes and long dark hair. I have got an interesting job. I have got a cat. I haven't got any children. I have got some interesting hobbies. 35. On a coach. I have got a coach ticket. A coach has got about 40 seats. Coaches have got air conditioning. Coaches have only got 1 or 2 doors. Coaches haven't got ticket collectors. 36. On a plane. I haven't got a plane ticket to London. A plane has got a business class and an economy class. A plane has got air conditioning. Passengers have got suitcases or bags. Planes have got flight attendants. Train. All the passengers have got suitcases. They have got books or magazines. They have got tickets, of course. A train has got a lot of compartments. A train has got a buffet car. 38. Parties. I have got a lot of friends and I can invite them to a party. We haven't got any parties tonight. We haven't got any drinks for the party. We have got some great records. Children have got clowns at their parties. 39. Personality. Everybody has got their strengths and weaknesses. Mary has got beautiful dark eyes and long dark hair. John has got a good sense of humour. We all have got different hobbies and tastes. My brother hasn't got any bad habits. 40. Pets. I have got a pet. It has got dark, kind eyes. A lot of people have got pets. Some people have got unusual pets, like spiders. Fortunately, my neighbours haven't got any pets. 41. Public holidays. We haven't got many public holidays. We have got about 10 of them. We have got religious and national public holidays. We have got some international public holidays, like the 1st of May. This month hasn't got any public holidays. 42. Public transport. The Budapest Underground has got 3 lines. Budapest has got 200 bus lines. It has also got night buses. This passenger hasn't got a valid ticket. We haven't got a monthly pass. 43. Restaurants. This restaurant has got a very good chef. The restaurant has got a lot of Hungarian dishes on the menu. It has got a very cosy atmosphere too. Restaurants have got wines from all over the world. This restaurant hasn't got any seafood on the menu. 44. Seas and oceans. A holiday by the sea has got a lot of advantages. A lot of seas have got wonderful beaches. The Adriatic Sea has got very clean water. Seas and oceans have got salty water. We haven't got an apartment by the sea. 45. School. We have got a lot of classes on Tuesday. We have got a lot of homework. We have got English lessons every day. We haven't got maths today. My son hasn't got very good marks at school. 46. Taxi. All taxis have got special taxi signs. Some taxis have got company emblems too. All taxis have got taxi meters. I have got a discount for this taxi company. He hasn't got any money for a taxi. 47. Teachers. I have got a very nice teacher of chemistry. I haven't got any problems with my teachers. Good teachers have got a nice voice and a smile. My teacher hasn't got glasses. She has got fair hair and blue eyes. 48. Television. Everybody has got a TV set now. A lot of people have got satellite television. We haven't got cable television. We have only got public television. TV programs have got a lot of commercials. 49. Theatres. Theatres have got a lot of fans. A theatre has got a lot of sections. It has got a stage, stalls and a gallery. The stage has got dark red curtains. This theatre hasn't got a buffet. 50. Weekends. I have got a big party this weekend. We have got a lot of plans for the weekend. I have got a lot of free time on Sunday. He hasn't got any special plans for the weekend. We haven't got classes at the weekend. Okay.
Training 17. There is a river in Budapest. There is a river in London. And there is a river in Moscow. There is an underground in Budapest. There is an underground in London. And there is an underground in Moscow. There is a zoo in Budapest. There is a zoo in London. And there is a zoo in Moscow. There are a lot of churches in Budapest. There are a lot of churches in London. And there are a lot of churches in Moscow. There are a lot of museums in Budapest. There are a lot of museums in London. And there are a lot of museums in Moscow. There are a lot of theatres in Budapest. There are a lot of theatres in London. And there are a lot of theatres in Moscow. Training 17. There is a river in Budapest. There is a river in London. And there is a river in Moscow. There is an underground in Budapest. There is an underground in London. And there is an underground in Moscow. There is a zoo in Budapest. There is a zoo in London. And there is a zoo in Moscow. There are a lot of churches in Budapest. There are a lot of churches in London. There are a lot of churches in Moscow. There are a lot of museums in Budapest. There are a lot of museums in London. And there are a lot of museums in Moscow. There are a lot of theatres in Budapest. There are a lot of theatres in London. And there are a lot of theatres in Moscow. Training 18. There is a village in America. It is called Budapest. There isn't a big river in the village. There is only a small stream there. There are two parts of the village. The part on the right side of the stream is called Buda, and the part on the left side of the stream is called Pest. There is only one bridge across the stream. It is called the Chain Bridge. There is a street in the village. It is called Váci Street. There is a small hotel on the street. It is called the Budapest Hotel. There is a cinema on the street. It is called the Pannonia. There is a small restaurant in the street. It is called the Fisherman's Bastion. You can eat Hungarian fish soup there. There is a pub in the street. It is called Koczma. You can drink Pálinka there. Training 18. There is a village in America. It is called Budapest. There isn't a big river in the village. There is only a small stream there. There are two parts of the village. The part on the right side of the stream is called Buda, and the part on the left side of the stream is called Pest. There is only one bridge across the stream. It is called the Chain Bridge. There is a street in the village. It is called Váci Street. There is a small hotel on the street. It is called the Budapest Hotel. There is a cinema on the street. It is called the Pannonia. There is a small restaurant in the street. It is called the Fisherman's Bastion. You can eat Hungarian fish soup there. There is a pub in the street. It's called Kocsma. You can drink Pálinka there. Training 19. Hungary is a country in Europe. There isn't a coastline in Hungary. There are a lot of small rivers in Hungary, and there are two big rivers, the Danube and the Tisza. There are a lot of small lakes in Hungary, and there is one very big lake. It is called Balaton. There are a lot of holidaymakers at Balaton in the summer. There are a lot of Hungarians there, and there are a lot of people from Germany, Austria, Russia, and other countries. There are a lot of beautiful places around Balaton. There are a lot of nice hotels and restaurants there. Training 19. Hungary is a country in Europe. There isn't a coastline in Hungary. There are a lot of small rivers in Hungary, and there are two big rivers, the Danube and the Tisza. There are a lot of small lakes in Hungary, and there is one very big lake. It is called Balaton. There are a lot of holidaymakers at Balaton in the summer. There are a lot of Hungarians there, and there are a lot of people from Germany, Austria, Russia, and other countries. There are a lot of beautiful places around Balaton. There are a lot of nice hotels and restaurants there. Training 20. Our office building is very big. There are 10 stories in the building. There are 9 big companies in the building. There are 8 conference halls in the building. There are 7 exits in the building. There are 6 lifts in the building. There are 5 buffets in the building. There are 4 swimming pools in the building. There are 3 winter gardens in the building. There are 2 underground garages in the building. There is one very strict rule in the building. You can't enter the building without your personal pass. There is a dark strip on your plastic card. Your card can open a lot of doors for you, but it can't open all the doors. Training 20. Our office building is very big. There are 10 stories in the building. There are 9 big companies in the building. There are 8 conference halls in the building. There are 7 exits in the building. There are 6 lifts in the building. There are 5 buffets in the building. There are 4 swimming pools in the building. There are 3 winter gardens in the building. There are 2 underground garages in the building. There is one very strict rule in the building. You can't enter the building without your personal pass. There is a dark strip on your plastic card. Your card can open a lot of doors for you, but it can't open all the doors. Training 21. My room isn't very big. There is one door in the room. There are 2 windows in the room. There are 3 bookcases in the room. There are 4 desks in the room. There are 5 chairs in the room. There are 6 computers in the room. There are 7 telephones in the room. There are 8 pictures in the room. There are 9 plants in the room. There are 10 people in the room now. There is only one important issue to discuss today. That is the New Year's Eve party. Training 21. My room isn't very big. There is 1 door in the room. There are 2 windows in the room. There are 3 bookcases in the room. There are 4 desks in the room. There are 5 chairs in the room. There are 6 computers in the room. There are 7 telephones in the room. There are 8 pictures in the room. There are 9 plants in the room. There are 10 people in the room now. There is only one important issue to discuss today. That is the New Year's Eve party.
There are. Model sentences on 50 topics. 1. Accommodation. There are 3 rooms in my flat. There is a kitchen, a living room and a bedroom. There is very nice furniture in my kitchen, bedroom, living room. There isn't a big bathroom in my flat. There aren't any carpets in my flat. 2. Banks. There is a lot of money in the bank. There is a bank near my house. There are a lot of banks in Hungary. There are some really big banks in the world. There isn't much money in my account. 3. Birthdays and name days. There are always a lot of friends at my birthday party. There is a tradition in my family to celebrate birthdays together. There are 30 people at my birthday party. There isn't much food left on the tables. There are a lot of presents in my room. 4. Books. There are some really great books. There are a lot of books in the bookcase. There is a book on the table. There aren't any books in Mike's flat. There is a new book by Joanne Harris in the bookstores. 5. Breakfast. There is always some nice food on the table for breakfast. There is always strong tea for breakfast in my family. There isn't any milk in the fridge. Are there any eggs? There is some fresh yogurt in that bowl. 6. Brothers and sisters. There are 2 sisters and 2 brothers in my family. There is often a happy smile on his sister's face. There is something unpleasant in her brother's character. There is always a terrible mess in my brother's room. There is so much love and understanding between the 2 sisters. 7. Cars. There are a lot of cars in Budapest. There are a lot of street lamps in Budapest. There are a lot of traffic jams in Budapest. There is a very good engine in this car. There isn't air conditioning in my car. 8. Cinemas. There aren't a lot of people at the cinema tonight. There are a lot of cinemas in every big city. In a small town, there is usually a cinema too. There isn't anything interesting on at the cinema tonight. There are some new films on this week. 9. Colds and flu. There are a lot of people with flu in the hospital. There is some medicine in that drawer. There is a new bird flu now. There are a lot of medicines for colds and flu. There are some really dangerous flu viruses. 10. Colleagues, classmates. There aren't many people in our company. There are 25 children in my class. There are 10 girls and 15 boys. There isn't anyone in the office now. There are a lot of experts at the conference. 11. Dinner. There is a delicious dinner on the table. There aren't any plates on the table. There are only 3 forks and 4 knives on the table. There are 10 glasses too. There is always something nice for dinner in my family. 12. Family. There are 4 people in my family: mother, father, sister, and me. There are some really interesting people in my family. There is always a room for me in my parents' house. There isn't anybody at home now. There is so much happiness at our family reunions. 13. Famous people. There is a famous singer in that car. There isn't a new CD by Shakira in this store. There aren't any posters of famous people in my room. There are some famous people in every country. There are a lot of famous people in the USA. 14. Favorite foods. There is some delicious food on the table. There are some good Chinese restaurants in Budapest. There are some nice Japanese restaurants too. There isn't anything delicious in the fridge. There are wonderful cakes in the window of this confectioner's. 15. Friends. There are some of my friends at the party. There are a lot of good people in the world. There are some really nice people, and they are my friends. There aren't any of my friends in this photo. There aren't many friendships in our class. 16. Furniture. There is some really nice furniture in my living room. There is a bed, a desk, and a chair in my room. There is a wardrobe in the corner. There aren't any carpets on the floor. There are some very modern lamps in my flat. 17. Gardening. There is a nice small garden around my house. There are some fruit trees in my garden. There are some wonderful flowers on my balcony. There aren't any vegetables in my garden. There is a wooden fence around my house. 18. Grandparents. There are some fruit trees in my grandparents' garden. There are some wonderful flowers in their garden. There is a lot of old, nice furniture in their house. There are some old family photos in their album. There isn't much stress in their life. 19. Harmful habits. There are a lot of smokers in the street. There are too many brands of cigarettes. There is a lot of alcohol in his cupboard. There are a lot of harmful habits in the world. There aren't many useful habits. 20. Hobbies. There are a lot of wonderful hobbies. There are a lot of stamps in my album. There are a lot of china dolls in my sister's flat. There isn't any modern furniture in my friend's flat because his hobby is collecting antique furniture. There are a lot of books in my bookcases. 21. Holiday. There are a lot of fantastic places for a holiday. There are a lot of good hotels in Budapest. There are a lot of nice spa hotels in Hungary. There are a lot of ski resorts in Europe. There aren't any safari tours in Europe. 22. Hotels. There is a nice restaurant in the hotel. There is a swimming pool in the hotel. There is a gym in the hotel. There isn't air conditioning in this hotel. There isn't a lift in this hotel. 23. Household chores. There are always a lot of dirty dishes after dinner. Sometimes there is dust on the furniture. There is a washing machine and a vacuum cleaner in my house. Unfortunately, there isn't a dishwasher. There are a lot of dirty clothes in the washing machine. 24. Life in the city. There are a lot of cars, buses, trams, trolleybuses, and people in the city. There are a lot of blocks of flats in the city. There are a lot of cinemas, theatres, pubs, and concert halls in the city. There are a lot of shops, department stores, and markets. There isn't much peace and quiet in the city. 25. Life in the country. There are a lot of nice houses in the country. There aren't many cars, buses, and taxis in the country. There aren't many cinemas in the country. There aren't many schools and hospitals either. There aren't many restaurants and cafes. 26. Lottery. There is a lottery ticket on the bedside table. There aren't any lottery tickets in my pocket. There are a lot of different lotteries. There are some special TV shows. There aren't many lottery winnings. 27. Lunch. There are some sandwiches on the table. There is a nice snack bar around the corner. There aren't any sandwiches in my bag. There is a very good salad on the menu today. There isn't any soup left. 28. Millionaire. There are a lot of rooms in a millionaire's house. There are a lot of servants in a millionaire's house. There aren't many millionaires in the world. There are a lot of cars in a millionaire's garage. There are a lot of millionaires in Hollywood. 29. Money. There is some money in my purse. There is some money in my bank account too. There isn't any money on this credit card. There is 200 forints on the floor. There is a lot of money in banks. 30. My city. There are a lot of cars in Budapest. There are a lot of tourists in Budapest. There are a lot of museums in Budapest. There is a big river in Budapest. There are 8 bridges across the Danube in Budapest. 31. My country. There are a lot of fields in Hungary. There are a lot of hills in Hungary. There are a lot of small rivers in Hungary. There are 2 big rivers in Hungary, the Tisza and the Danube. There aren't many cities in Hungary. 32. My school day, my working day. There are 5 working days in a week. There are 5 people in the office. There is always a lot of work. There are a lot of lessons today. Sometimes there are out-of-school activities like basketball games. 33. My ideal house. There is a big kitchen in my ideal house. There are 3 bedrooms and a bathroom upstairs. Downstairs there is a living room, a kitchen, a bathroom and a study. There is a garden with flowers, fruit trees and bushes around the house. There is also a swimming pool, a sauna and a gym in my ideal house. 34. Myself. There is a small birthmark on my chin. There are 2 rooms in my flat. There is always a mess in my room. There are a lot of fashionable clothes in my wardrobe. There are always a lot of friends at my parties. 35. On a coach. There are about 40 seats on a coach. There aren't many passengers on a coach. There isn't a ticket collector on a coach. There isn't a toilet on some coaches. There is a buffet on a coach. 36. On a plane. There are nice stewardesses on a plane. There aren't many passengers on a plane. There are comfortable seats on a plane. There are television screens on most planes. There is air conditioning on a plane. 37. On a train. There are a lot of passengers on a train. There is a buffet car on a train. There are first, second and third class cars on a train. There isn't anybody in this compartment. There is a stop at Hastings. 38. Parties. There are 16 guests at the party tonight. There is a lot of nice food on the table. There is a lot of great music at the party. Unfortunately, there aren't many drinks. There are a lot of guests in the garden too. 39. Personality. There are a lot of interesting people. There are a lot of different characters in my class, in our company. There is always a mess in my brother's flat. There are some really dull people in my class. There aren't any books in Jack's house. 40. Pets. There are special places to walk pets out. There are special hospitals for pets. There are special shops for pets. There are even special cemeteries for pets. There aren't many places for walking pets in Budapest. 41. Public holidays. There are always fantastic fireworks on August the 20th. There are some international holidays in Hungary. There are some old Christmas and Easter traditions. There aren't many people in the streets in the morning on holidays. There aren't any shops open on public holidays. 42. Public transport. There are 3 underground lines in Budapest. There are 200 bus lines and 40 tram lines in Budapest. There are a lot of passengers on buses, trams, trolleybuses and the underground during rush hour. There are no conductors on public transport in Budapest. There are a lot of inspectors on public transport in Budapest. 43. Restaurants. There is a very nice restaurant not far from here. There aren't many people in the restaurant today. There are all kinds of restaurants in Budapest. There aren't any Indian restaurants in our city. There isn't a restaurant in this street. 44. Seas and oceans. There are a lot of really nice hotels by the sea. There is a lot of seafood in restaurants by the sea. There are a lot of seas, but the Red Sea is my personal favourite. There are a lot of fantastic sea resorts. There aren't many tourists at the seaside in winter. 45. School. There is a big church near my school. There is a park around my school. There are a lot of classrooms in the school. There are 25 teachers at my school. There aren't any classes on Saturdays and Sundays. 46. Taxi. There are a lot of taxis in Budapest. There is a taxi round the corner. There is an emblem of the company on the taxi. There is often a tariff list on the window of a taxi. There are a lot of taxis at the airport. 47 teachers. There are some really good teachers at my school. Unfortunately, there are some awful teachers at my school too. There are 3 history teachers at my school. There aren't any English classes now because the teacher is ill. There are some funny anecdotes about teachers. 48. Television. There are a lot of newsreels, interviews and documentaries on TV. There are a lot of good films, but there are some boring soap operas and reality shows too. There isn't anything interesting on TV tonight. There are 2 good films on TV this weekend. 49. Theatres. There are a lot of people at the theatre tonight. There are different sections in the theatre: the stalls, boxes and the gallery. There is a big stage with a curtain, of course. There is a long queue in front of the box office. There are some good theatres in Budapest. 50. Weekends. There are a lot of guests at our barbecue. There is a lot of work about the house for this weekend. There is a new film at the cinema this weekend. There isn't anything special on TV this weekend. There are a lot of people in shopping centres at the weekend.
Training 22. Geza lives in Hungary. He lives in Budapest. Lisa lives in England. She lives in London. Alex lives in Russia. He lives in Moscow. Geza lives in a detached house in Budapest, and Lisa lives in a semi-detached house in London. Alex doesn't live in a detached house, and he doesn't live in a semi-detached house. Alex lives in a mansion in Moscow. Training 22. Geza lives in Hungary. He lives in Budapest. Lisa lives in England. She lives in London. Alex lives in Russia. He lives in Moscow. Geza lives in a detached house in Budapest, and Lisa lives in a semi-detached house in London. Alex doesn't live in a detached house, and he doesn't live in a semi-detached house. Alex lives in a mansion in Moscow. Training 23. Mike gets up at 6:30. He has breakfast at 7:30. Mike works in a big office. He starts work at 9. He finishes work at 5. After work, Mike goes to a pub. He goes there with his friends. They drink beer and talk there. In the evening, Mike watches TV and drinks tea. Training 23. Mike gets up at 6:30. He has breakfast at 7:30. Mike works in a big office. He starts work at 9. He finishes work at 5. After work, Mike goes to a pub. He goes there with his friends. They drink beer and talk there. In the evening, Mike watches TV and drinks tea. Training 24. I don't get up at 6:30. I get up at 9. I don't have breakfast, and I don't work in an office. I don't go to work. I work at home. I am a freelance journalist. I don't go to pubs. I don't drink beer. I don't watch TV in the evening. I often read or browse the internet in the evening. Training 24. I don't get up at 6:30. I get up at 9. I don't have breakfast, and I don't work in an office. I don't go to work. I work at home. I'm a freelance journalist. I don't go to pubs. I don't drink beer. I don't watch TV in the evening. I often read or browse the internet in the evening. Training 25. I live in Russia. I live in Moscow. I don't live in a flat. I live in a very big house. I don't work in an office, and I don't work at home. I don't get up at 6:30 or at 9. I get up at 2 p.m. I get up at 2 p.m. because I go to bed at 8 a.m. I go to bed at 8 in the morning because I work from 6 p.m. to 7 a.m. I work at night and I sleep during the day. Training 25. I live in Russia. I live in Moscow. I don't live in a flat. I live in a very big house. I don't work in an office and I don't work at home. I don't get up at 6:30 or at 9. I get up at 2 p.m. I get up at 2 p.m. because I go to bed at 8 a.m. I go to bed at 8 in the morning because I work from 6 p.m. to 7 a.m. I work at night and I sleep during the day. Training 26. Tom Sawyer lives in a small town in America. Tom goes to school. Tom doesn't like school because the teachers are very strict. The teachers often punish Tom because Tom often talks during the lessons and because Tom rarely does his homework. Tom's friend Huck never does his homework, but the teachers never punish him because Huck never goes to school. Training 26. Tom Sawyer lives in a small town in America. Tom goes to school. Tom doesn't like the school because the teachers are very strict. The teachers often punish Tom because Tom often talks during the lessons and because Tom rarely does his homework. Tom's friend Huck never does his homework, but the teachers never punish him because Huck never goes to school. Training 27. Helga is a translator. She translates books from English into Hungarian. Helga translates perfectly. Helga likes translating, but she hates typing. Helga never types her translations. She never writes her translations either. Helga has a very good assistant. Helga dictates and her assistant types the text into the computer. Helga doesn't like the computer, and the computer doesn't like Helga. Whenever Helga tries to use the computer, it refuses to work. However, the computer never refuses to work for the assistant. They adore each other. Training 27. Helga is a translator. She translates books from English into Hungarian. Helga translates perfectly. Helga likes translating, but she hates typing. Helga never types her translations. She never writes her translations either. Helga has a very good assistant. Helga dictates and her assistant types the text into the computer. Helga doesn't like the computer, and the computer doesn't like Helga. Whenever Helga tries to use the computer, it refuses to work. However, the computer never refuses to work for the assistant. They adore each other.
Do, does. Model sentences on 50 topics. 1. Accommodation. I live in a flat in a block of flats. I live in Budapest. A lot of young people rent flats. Students often share flats. Only rich people live in houses in big cities. 2. Banks. Banks keep your money in an account for you. I don't go to the bank very often. I use credit cards a lot. I often pay by credit card. Banks help business people too. 3. Birthdays and name days. I never celebrate my birthday. I like birthdays very much. I always invite all my friends to my birthday party. My mother bakes a birthday cake for me. I don't cook for myself on my birthday. 4. Books. I really like reading. I usually read in the evening. I often read when I travel too. Some people don't read at all. Pupils and students read a lot at school. 5. Breakfast. I usually have breakfast at 8 o'clock. I often have a cup of coffee and toast with marmalade for breakfast. I don't eat bacon or any other meat for breakfast. My children like cornflakes for breakfast. Some people don't have breakfast. 6. Brothers and sisters. I love my brothers and sisters very much. We often visit each other. We never quarrel. My cousin doesn't have any brothers or sisters. She thinks that it's very sad. I don't drive very well. I don't like driving. I drive to work every day. My husband drives very well. Young people often drive very dangerously. 8. Cinemas. I go to the cinema every week. I usually go to the cinema with my friends. We like comedies and action films. My sister doesn't like thrillers. I don't mind a good thriller. 9. Colds and flu. Fortunately, I don't catch colds very often. A lot of people get ill every winter. If you catch a cold, you cough, sneeze, and even have a fever. You also have a sore throat. A lot of people go to see their doctor in the winter. 10. Colleagues, classmates. I usually get on well with my colleagues. I like most of my classmates. We often celebrate together. I don't talk much to my colleagues. One of my colleagues never washes her cup. 11. Dinner. We usually have dinner at 6 o'clock. All the family gather together at the dinner table. We usually have a simple, healthy meal. I like soup for dinner. My son doesn't eat meat. 12. Family. I love my family very much. They love me too. We always send each other presents and cards for all kinds of holidays. We often travel together. We don't see each other very often. 13. Famous people. Famous people live in a different world. They often marry each other. Reporters always follow and watch them. Newspapers publish a lot of articles about famous people. Famous people don't have a quiet and peaceful life. 14. Favorite foods. My mother often cooks my favorite foods. I don't eat my favorite foods very often. That's why I like them so much. I eat a lot of fish. My friend doesn't eat mushrooms. 15. Friends. I tell my friends everything. I often phone and email my friends. Unfortunately, we don't meet very often now. My best friend often helps me. I don't have many friends. 16. Furniture. Most people don't buy furniture very often. Young people sometimes buy second-hand furniture for their first home. Furniture tells a lot about a person. I like modern furniture. My parents prefer traditional furniture. 17. Gardening. I like working in the garden. I grow flowers, vegetables, fruit, and even herbs. My brother always helps me in the garden. He cuts grass and digs. My husband doesn't work in the garden. 18. Grandparents. My grandparents live in a small house in the country. They don't like life in the city. My grandfather reads newspapers every morning. My grandmother often watches soap operas on TV. I always visit them at weekends. 19. Harmful habits. I don't smoke. Sometimes I drink a glass of wine or beer. Unfortunately, I drink too much coffee. Some people smoke 20 cigarettes a day. Everybody has some harmful habits. 20. Hobbies. I collect candles. My friend grows cactuses. My father goes fishing. A lot of people do sports. Only lazy and boring people don't have any hobbies. 21. Holiday. I usually spend my holiday with my family. I often spend my holiday by the sea. Most people have holidays in the summer. We like an active holiday. My brother doesn't stay at home on holiday. 22. Hotels. I don't stay in hotels very often. I usually stay in a hotel when I am on holiday. I like hotels very much. I don't have to do anything for myself in a hotel. We usually stay in a 3-star hotel. 23. Household chores. Nobody likes household chores, but everybody does them. I usually do the washing up after dinner. I dust the furniture every week. I never do the washing. My brother doesn't tidy up his room himself. 24. Life in the city. I live in a big city. I live in a block of flats. I like life in the city. We often go to the cinema or to the theatre. I don't spend much time getting to work. 25. Life in the country. I don't live in the country. I like life in the country. People in the country walk a lot. People in the country often work in the city. They often go shopping in the city. 26. Lottery. I don't buy lottery tickets. Millions of people play the lottery. Only some of them win. I don't believe in lotteries. My friend buys lottery tickets from time to time. 27. Lunch. I usually have lunch at noon. I often have vegetables for lunch. My boss never has lunch because she is on a diet. Most of my colleagues eat in a snack bar around the corner. Some of them bring sandwiches. 28. Millionaire. Millionaires don't worry about money. Millionaires spend a lot of money on clothes and food. They also spend a lot on bodyguards. They work hard. They have enough time to play sports and travel. 29. Money. I earn enough. I don't care about money. A lot of money doesn't bring happiness, but little money brings troubles. I help my sister because she doesn't earn much. 30. My city. I like my city. I often walk along the Danube. A lot of tourists visit Budapest every year. Life in Budapest doesn't stop at night. We often go clubbing. 31. My country. I like my country. It produces some good wine and a lot of vegetables and fruit. Hungarians like good music, good wine and food. We often visit the historical sites of our country. Such a trip doesn't take long because Hungary isn't very big. 32. My school day, my working day. I work 8 hours a day. My work starts at 9 and finishes at 5 o'clock. My lessons start at 8 o'clock and finish at 3 o'clock. I have a lunch break at 1 o'clock. I come home at 6 o'clock. 33. My ideal house. My family lives with me in my ideal house. We often give parties. Every morning I swim in the swimming pool in front of my ideal house. Then I run in the big park around it. I don't tidy up myself in my ideal house because it is too big. 34. Myself. I travel a lot in the summer. I usually read or watch TV in the evenings. I don't go out very often. I don't like noisy parties. I often visit my family. 35. On a coach. Sometimes coaches get stuck in a traffic jam. They often move very slowly. The coach driver sells tickets. They also check monthly passes. Coaches don't go very far. 36. On a plane. Businessmen often travel by plane. I usually travel in the economy class. Sometimes planes crash. Fortunately, plane crashes don't happen very often. We don't often travel by plane. 37. On a train. Deborah goes to work by train. This train always comes late. Sometimes we travel abroad by train. Deborah often meets her friends on the train. They talk or have a cup of coffee in the buffet car. 38. Parties. When it is my birthday, I invite my friends to a party. Everybody brings something to drink and some cakes. We have great fun. We eat, drink and dance a lot. We sometimes play games. 39. Personality. Jane never comes late. Jeff works hard. Bob runs in the park every morning. Lisa doesn't read much. Sam usually surfs the net in the evening. 40. Pets. Every evening I take my dog for a walk. Every morning I give my cat some milk. I don't like animals. My neighbour's dog barks loudly every morning. I hate it. 41. Public holidays. We don't work on public holidays. People usually give each other nice presents at Christmas. We paint eggs at Easter. We often go hiking on public holidays. We don't travel abroad on public holidays. 42. Public transport. I usually go to work by bus. Buses usually come on time. You don't have to wait long for public transport. I don't like the underground. A lot of people travel by public transport during rush hours. 43. Restaurants. We like eating out because we do not do the shopping, the cooking and the washing up. First we book a table by phone. Then we ask for the menu. Waiters serve us the meals. At the end of the meal we ask for the bill. 44. Seas and oceans. Every summer we go to the seaside. We spend a really relaxing holiday by the sea every year. We swim and sunbathe all day long. My grandparents don't swim anymore. They walk along the shore. 45. School. I go to school every day. I don't go to school at weekends. I learn English there. I don't do my homework. My teacher calls on me every time. 46. Taxi. I don't go to work by taxi. I don't like taxis. People usually tip the taxi driver. Taxi drivers often talk a lot. We sometimes take a taxi after a party or a restaurant meal. 47. Teachers. Teachers teach children to read and write. Teachers work hard. They don't earn much. School children like some teachers and don't like others. We always give flowers to our teacher on her birthday. 48. Television. Unfortunately, people watch too much television. They do not talk to each other. They don't read. They sit in front of the television set and eat snacks. Television makes people fat. 49. Theatres. I go to the theatre once a month. People dress up before they go to the theatre. The public prefers comedies, rock operas and musicals. We usually buy tickets to the stalls. I don't like boxes because the stage looks different from there. 50. Weekends. I don't work at weekends. We often visit our grandparents at weekends. My husband doesn't get up early at weekends. We often eat out at weekends. Some people work at weekends too.